Oh, start out with my simple greeting. Hello. Um, so far I've had about 25 or 26 friends that can view this if they wish to or skim past it. Most of the things I do, which is coming a little dark because I think my phone setting's not right on the camera. Most of the things I do are related with what I would like to call learning different things. I'm starting with tarot and oracle cards, reading them. I might do a reading tonight on an angle of numeric values. It might be the occult tarot or the witch's tarot. But if it's the occult tarot, then I'm going to probably have to do that probably within a week, because you're supposed to have offerings and do a Celtic cross and then read your card in a numeric value way. And I'd rather do that in private and then give the results later. So tonight I think I'm going to use an oracle deck. I've got about 4 decks of cards, or 5 being that I got one from a lady that disfriended me and kind of put a curse on me and everything, but that's beside the point. She had disagreement with me, and I'll just leave it at that. I don't need to go into names. I've went into names on previous videos of these people. I don't know what I said. All I said, and I probably will repeat it again, all I said to her is she thought I was stalking her, and I said I mind my own damn business, and she took offense to it. And that's all I said, I mind my own damn business. Otherwise, in this group, I was doing oracle reads and tarot reads for her and these people, and she also knows how to read a deck of playing cards, which I do too. So there was nothing involved in it. It was just a business deal of reading oracle and tarot cards. There was nothing. I wasn't stalking. I was asking questions about tarot, and she did a tarot read that I wanted her to do about my mother passed away. If she was okay, and she could do necromancy like I can. And I think if you start seeking these people out, I had one woman, younger woman, disfriend me because she was a tarot card reader and she was a friend. And she said she didn't say anything. She just took me off her friends list. So I'm figuring, if I don't put the stuff on my page, and if you don't want to follow my page, that's good. I'll shut Facebook down. I've been buying items on Facebook. I have good friends on Facebook. If I say something offensive, it's usually, if it's not truthful, it's an opinion. If you can find something that's truthful, that my opinion stinks, well, opinions are like assholes. They all stink. But the thing is, if I say I want to mind my own damn business, I usually mind my own damn business. I just leave people alone. I don't say anymore or do any more with those people. If they don't block me, I probably pretty much block them because they were being rude, or vice versa, so I was being rude. So on this video, I'm going to try to use a witch's tarot deck. I'm not very familiar with it, but I also got a Z tarot deck that I know nothing about, and I don't know how to get the book on it. So this is what I'm using tonight. which is coming in reverse, which I will turn the angle of the camera around when I go to do this. And it's not like I shuffle the cards or do anything with them. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do probably a 4 or 5 card layout. If I don't, I don't. Doesn't mean there's a magic trick to it. Doesn't mean I'm doing it from memory. These cards have different numeric values to them. You can conjure the present, the past, and what may be to happen from the 2-card layout. I figure I can do this in about 4 cards. If it takes a fifth, it takes a fifth. About 4 or 5 cards, I can do what I set out to do. And I may even use this, just a regular deck of playing cards. Now, what would they say if I went to a casino and I had a deck of playing cards and I told the dealer that I want to use my deck instead of the casino's? They'd probably laugh at me. But I found out through games, through poker, blackjack, and other card games like hearts, spades, and all those card games, that you can conjure and predict what cards will be laid. That means if you got in blackjack, just because the dealer's showing a 10, you gotta think, okay, how many cards did he deal out? He could have a low card under there. And being that you have a 15, you really don't want to hit on that. So say you stay at 15. Say he's got a 13 under there. He could bust. You could win with 15. It just depends on how you've been watching the game or how you've been playing it. I've stayed on 15s on simulated card games, which is I call internet poker or internet blackjack. I've stayed on 15. Dealer had 13. Next card he picks is a jack or, well, hell, even a king. It don't matter. He busts. And my simple 10 and 5 win. Because I stayed. Because I almost predicted the angle of the numeric value that how many people he was dealing, what was in the next card. That he would actually have a 3 hidden, and almost taking a lucky guess that that was going to be a 10. You can do this. I might show this technique with a deck of playing cards, or I might use my Witch's Tarot tonight and do a tarot reading. The thing is, most of the reads I do are on myself. But if they apply to people, some people think, well, how's he do it? There's no magic trick to it. There's a lot involved with me than knowing books on history. I know a lot of things that took place in history that had a certain value to them. What is a universal language? They would say it would be mathematics. You take calculus for a minute. I know nothing about calculus, but I know how it works. It's like saying you're going to have a group here and a group in another place. And you're going to bring time and space together to get those people together under one time. Well, the group over here might be 2 hours behind, and the group over here might be 2 hours ahead. But under that space and time, they come together to form in one unit. That's how computers work. They work on a hexadecimal program. Oh, some people say binary. Binary's old. It's just a simple system of zeros and ones. One being a point, zero being another low chip point. But say you can put a number value to that 0 and that 1 of a hex. And you can take this, put it into a DOS program. You've come out with something. You've actually programmed that DOS into a machine-based language that can program internet and everything. They say, what does these mainframes operate on that are doing this technology? They operate on DOS. And it's not IBM DOS or Atari DOS. It's a universal DOS that is under a hexadecimal programming. I programmed in hexadecimal on simple DOS machine back in the day. Now, I wouldn't want to program in hexadecimal anymore, but I've done it. I've advanced to what I call Babylonian mathematics. They don't even use arithmetic numbers. They use little sticks and symbols to understand their numbers. And each little unit of that represents a 30 or a 60 or even a 0.60 or a 0.30. So to actually calculate it, you have to understand symbols and not arithmetic numbers. And I was on a program, or I learned in school, these geometry things, this trigonometry. I took algebra trig. It's nothing more than a higher form of geometry. Trigonometry is just geometry. And it's added into it as algebra. I took these things. No, I didn't go as far as calculus because I dropped out of geometry I dropped out of algebra trig. I did because it was too hard for me. I knew what I was doing, but the teacher wanted me to get better grades. Well, I was settling for C's and B's, and I said, this is bullshit. I'm dropping your course. Of course, it pissed the teacher off because I was a good student. I just was lazy. I didn't want to put forth all the time studying that bullshit. So yeah, I can say that I know how to do numbers. But half the shit that I know is gone from, I never used it, so it went away. I know how to multiply and divide, but how many times have I used hexadecimal numbers in my life? I haven't. I got lazy. I quit using them. Usually you're going to have a peak and a low. In each chip of a computer, there's a peak, a high point, and then there's a low point. All these hexadecimal numbers do is find those ons and off switches within a binary system, which is operated in DOS. It can be done. Some people say, well, can't you hack anything? I don't want to be a hacker. Why would I want to go and screw up shit? under apps and all that shit like that. Okay, I don't want to do that. Basically, all I want to do is mind my own damn business. That's what I do. You know? There ain't no trick to it. Now, here, let me get this ready. Okay. What I'm going to do is set this phone where I'm coming in. And now I'm going to turn it around and show the pile of cards. Might be not coming in very light, but still, it's kind of dark in here. These are the things I do. I mean, why do I do them? I don't know. But I figure if each card represents an element, we will just shuffle and see what the outcome is on 4 cards. And then once I get this thing shuffled, I've had complaints that I don't shuffle the cards, that I know what they are. So lately, I've been taking the time to shuffle the cards. And I shuffle them a good time. Maybe about 3, maybe about 4 times I'll shuffle them up. And then mix them up otherwise. Because I want to make sure I'm getting a good read. I want to make sure that I'm getting the best read on myself that I can get. So, I'm going to shuffle these up. Probably about that many times. I'm getting dog hair on them. I don't know why I'm getting dog hair on them. Probably because I got a stupid dog. Okay, I'm going to set them there. Now, I set the cards there. Now I'm going to turn the camera around. There we go. We got my cards. We got my candle. Okay. So out of the cards, I'm going to flip them over. We got the 10 of Wands. No, 2 of Wands. Sorry about that. We got 7 of Swords. And the last card is I have to look at my glasses. 8 of Swords. So we got the 2 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and 8 of Swords. So, now, Wands I know is mostly a fire element. Swords is air. Now, the 2 of Wands would be like, let me think. I know that the 5 of Wands is like a journey or an empowerment. Is the 10 of Wands. 2 of Wands would be like, it'd be fire. So I think that it might be talking about, let me think here. Under this angle, it'd be talking about did have a Zodiac book. Been a while since I've done this. To have something to do with Okay, I can come up with this read. Under this read, which is a very good read, it's telling me that I'll be under kind of like different sequence. I'll be, 2 ones could be that in my time, I'm going to learn something. 7 of Swords tells me that there's going to be a time where there's going to be a bunch of stuff that don't make so much sense right now. Like, the 2 of Wands are telling me that I'm going to learn stuff that's kind of hidden, that don't make sense about why things are not coming together right now. And the 8 of Swords is telling me that I will learn what is hidden, that I'll be surrounded by this, and the cloud will come off like a dark cloud. I'll be learning what this dark cloud is. And once this dark cloud comes off with the 8 of Swords, I'll be learning what the 5th card is. And that's the shadow side. So I'll be learning more about the shadow side. So I'll be learning about this dark cloud. And then what will be revealed will be the shadow side. Now some could say, well, what is the shadow side? I'm learning more about different cultures, and the shadow side could be more of what I'm doing, the work that I'm doing, how I'm getting involved with different books and stuff that I've been buying. So it really comes into account that I am working with more conjure books, more conjuring. And I think what I'm going to have to really do is start working more within. I got 2 books that I want to work with right now. I have other books, but these are the 2 books that I want to work with. And these cards, and by doing this is the outcome of the cards. I'm learning about a dark, veil that will be revealed within myself. And to do that is the Dictionary of Demons, which I'll try to relate that more with my rituals and astrology, and probably work more with the occult tarot. So I'll be working with all these 3 things, but I'll be doing it on my own within the rituals of these 3 things. That's what the cards told me. Believe it or not, it takes me a while to figure them out. But this card tells me that the shadow has a lot to do with learning and revealing things. This is the card that tells me it's going to reveal what my shadow side is. And like I keep telling people, Right now I'm 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 on a very dark path, and it's not to be taken lightly, but these 3 cards revealed that I need to be understanding myself more. I put together videos on Shadow Self. I have some on YouTube that can be viewed, but it didn't make as much sense to me now as it does then as it does now. So yeah, I'll be using my occult tarot. I'll be reading a little bit more in my magical astrology book, and I'll be looking up Dictionary of Demons to understand, fully write it out, to play these into possibilities, to get to know me a little bit. I said many times, they called me schizodepressive, but I think there's more to it than this. So on that note, I'm going to put the cards away. That was the read for tonight, and the read for me, and whatever your shadow side's telling you. If you want to educate yourself on a dark cloud that might be hanging over your emotion, like it's just something seems dark, and you want to reveal what your shadow side is, work with that. It could be a book that you need to read. If you're a Christian, it could be a calling to lift a dark cloud on your shoulder. It could be a prayer. It could be anything. I don't say that I'm not Christian, because I'm not. But even then, I still work with different things. I work mostly with demons. Why? Because I'm a Luciferian Buddhist. I am going to claim Luciferian Buddhism over Satanism. There's so much Satanism that I can't agree with anymore. I just can't agree with it. Not even within my own sector. You have people that are claiming Satanism, but they have 7 tenets. This is what I understand. And a lot of Satanists do understand this. This was the original Satanism. That's what I go under, is Anton LaVey. But if I really want to go back into my studies, it was the Lima type, which was Crowley. But under that note, I want to study my magical astrology, work a little more with my occult tarot, and I better get a look at my Dictionary of Demons and come out with maybe what I want to work with, and then off my occult tarot, get a little bit more involved in the sigils and actually do the work. Because I've been backing off of it for a little bit, but I just got a calling from my Witch's Tarot that I need to do these things with myself. And I probably won't be broadcasting what I find out about it. I'll probably be working it.